Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. Whenever I was a little youth growing up in Jamaica and I did anything that my mother thought was bad, she would often say, "Listen, I me carry you in this world, me can take you back out, so therefore don't fuck yourself." She did not use such words, however, you get the point. Well, it seems as if the same thing applies as it pertains to the JC of Jamaica Constabulary Force and also gunmen and dons. And this takes me to this video that I am going to show you. A couple of months ago, an individual known on the street specifically in a Spanish town known as Termite, he was taken out by the Popo under some sorts of controversial means. The Popo said when they went on his block, there was some sorts of confrontation. They wheel and pop off with like force. At the end of the day, after the smoke cleared, Mr. Termite was seen clutching to his life, clutching to a tool. Well, people do not care about the controversy. All we cared about is the end result. And the fact is that Termite was taken out. So isn't it ironic that this appropriately applies, in which the Popo took him to the stage in which he was sent to the afterlife, and then the Popo, they are the ones that are chaperoning him and taking him and his entourage to his final send-off. Take a listen, take a look at this video, and then I'll give my piece.
Come out the road, go and look for the police, bro.
Oh my God.
Bumbo clad, see Earth there?
See Earth, they're not so pretty. Oh my God.
You know video it a lie.
I got it.
See, in that. No man, I want police there, I can't.
Now, people, when you see stuff like this, you have to ask yourself, hold on, it seems as if this is some sorts of final send-off for some sorts of dignitary, some sorts of celebrity, some sorts of high-ranking member in the JSF or the JDF, some sorts of politician, somebody with clout. Well, people, the truth and the fact is that this man, being a Don, being an extortionist, well known in the streets, is probably more popular than most of those that I spoke about, including your favorite politician. Because he is probably the role model for most ghetto youths in Jamaica. So therefore, everybody wants to be just like him. I will speak about this further on in the news. Now, people, based on the type of characters that you saw in this convoy of vehicles, you would know that something like this was not going to happen without any sorts of incident. And people, yes, there were a couple of them. Not as bad as it could have been. However, it was still bad. So take a listen, take a look at a couple of videos, a couple of instances in which the Popo had to literally step in and step on crime, or not so much. Take a listen, take a look. Now, people, like you see on the screen, that video was from Entertainment Spot JA. Whenever you use people things, give credit where credit is due. It is only morally and ethically right. Some people don't know anything about that. When you look at pictures or videos like these, it is obvious that things have changed drastically for the worse. As it pertains to final send-off, we notice that people, them not dress up anymore to pay any sorts of respect to or for the DEAD. As a matter of fact, if these people, most of them, don't respect the living, then you know that they are definitely not going to respect the DEAD. And I am assuming whenever this meeting was held by the JSF to strategize how they were going to deal with a situation like this, I guess they were kind of dreading it and saying to themselves, Chano Star, we have to deal with them people and we know how them act. And people, yes, the relationship between the Popo, JCF and members of volatile communities, especially supporters, family member of notorious criminals. It is not good. So we know say it never did ever turn out right. But the question we have to ask is this. Had this been some sort of regular individual in a John public, would the Popo have actually taken away their manpower for a street that needs the attention of the Popo and delegate it to be some sort of escort for some sort of Don? But people, we know the flip side. Had the Popo been missing, more than likely a lot of persons would have been missing or even DEAD. So therefore, DEATH at a final send-off would have been the outcome. Now people, there are a couple of pictures and videos of the actual casket, the actual way that this man was sent off. And when you see these pictures, I am not going to say that you would be surprised, because we knew that this man was making all sorts of money through extortion, through all sorts of criminal activity. So people, take a listen, take a look to some of these not so beautiful bean footage, and then I'll give my piece. Now people, when we see videos and pictures like this, the convoy of supporters and family members being chaperoned by the JCF, wasting taxpayers' money, wasting manpower to something as insignificant. And people, yes, if that is your Don, if that is your family member, then you are going to think otherwise. However, based on Jamaica being a broke country, we could have delegated that manpower somewhere else to save lives that can be saved, because obviously these people are lost, they are dazed, they are confused. If you listen to the videos and hear the way the people were dissing the Popo, send the Popo up under their mother. However, when it comes to a notorious Don, they were saying, one Don, one general. And people, it was obvious in which this man was clad in the clothes for his final send-off. Looked like some sorts of high-ranking general in a some sorts of army, in a some sorts of JCF. All the medallions, I guess they are saying 5-star, full of stripes, full of medallion, sent off like a general, live like a general, live like a Don. Same way he lived, the same way he was sent off. Glorification of Donmanship. Glorification of badness. So whenever these youths see this and they don't have a mind of themselves, they have this fallback syndrome like most youths in the garrison have. So with that mindset, they are going to say to themselves, then if me live like a general, and when me lose my life, people are going to glorify me. People are going to idolize me as if I was doing something good. When them look for them life and compare it, them are going to look like they are nothing. So therefore, in plain view, it are going to look like this man is the ish. This man is placed on some sorts of pedestal by these dark and duns, fully duns people that are going to twist the minds of the youths that are already twisted. People, it is not a very good look, and this shows you once again the depth in the abyss that Jamaica has sunken. Now before I close this part or this section of the video, based on some information that I am getting, like I told you before, this man lost his life controversially. Most Jamaican would accept the end result, the fact that they took away a menace to society off of the streets. Based on information that I am getting, it is said the reason that this final send-off was delayed, it is because the autopsy came back and the post-mortem, there was conflict again. They were saying the reason why he lost his life is because of strangulation. That means them choke him out. I am not going to say that he did not get any sort of con and that was icing on the cake, depending on who you ask. However, it is said that the family was thinking about getting some independent pathologists to redo or go over these people. Not that we care because he is already gone, done and dusted, but me just are going to some information. People, at the end of the day, this is a very tragic day in Jamaica. Not the fact that he is sent off, the fact that what we are seeing on the street and the way that persons are acting as if somebody good was gone to his final send-off. Point blank and period. Now, the next thing that is popping in the news, continuing on the theme of gangsterism, fallback syndrome. The artist or the video that you see on the screen is of a young man. He is known as Plumpy Boss. He is a dancehall artist from Trinidad. He is involved in the badness. Should in case you don't know, there is some sorts of clash with some artists that align themselves as a six, meaning squash from Jamaica. That is the person that they are following. And then there's their rival known as the 7. So therefore, the 6 and the 7 are clashing. A whole lot of persons have either gotten conned up or lose them life. Rebel 6, a next person named K-Lion, a next person named K-Man. They were either conned up or taken out in a Trinidad in a this WAR. However, this youth is the latest victim. It is said that he left from Trinidad, he went to St. Martin, he had some sorts of gig or some sorts of performance. When they were either leaving from the venue after that performance, it is said that some people roll up on them, blaze up the vehicle, the entourage that was with them. I think at least 5 persons or so got caught up. This man, meaning Plumpy Boss, he got the worstest end of the stick. He is in an induced coma in the hospital battling for his life. Now, people, like me said, this is all coming because of some sorts of clash, some sorts of conflict as it pertains to squash, as it pertains to Skeng. So therefore, squash represent the 6, obviously, and Skeng is a 7. Now, I am not going to say that these persons don't have their own external war going on, but it is heavily influenced by squash and Skeng, meaning the 6 and the 7. Because squash and Skeng are rivals, because squash is the 6, therefore Skeng takes the side of the 7. You know how them say, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. So therefore this war that start from Jamaica, starting at the dancehall, trickles down to Trinidad and people. This youth almost loses life. So people, take a listen, take a look to exactly what the mother of Plumpy Boss has to say, and then I am going to give my piece.
Get back to Port of Spain, yeah, so that they could do the surgery to save his life. But right now he's in a medically induced coma because the bullet is lodged in his brains.
Now, with that, Miss Emmanuel, I think you do have a message that you would like to get to the Prime Minister. What would that message be? Can tell us you were very passionate.
Prime Minister to waive the healthcare policy all you have in St. Martin. Because at the end of the day, my son didn't come St. Martin to break nobody's house, to rob nobody, to kill nobody. He comes St. Martin to entertain St. Martin people, right? Knowing that they is gang affiliated with the 6 gang, right? He still take a chance and he come to entertain them, right? My child lie down in St. Martin Hospital where he have no health care, where he have no insurance to be medically taken care of properly. I'm calling on you all, Prime Minister, your Health Minister, your Director of Public Prosecution, your Commissioner of Police, whoever.
Now, people, when we listen to what a mother has to say, and obviously that is a mother, so therefore her parental instincts are going to kick in. Nobody wants to hear of their son in such a predicament, especially in a foreign country where it is said that the medical service is not really up to the time. However, this mother should also know that her son was out there, and I am not going to say that she knows the intricate details. However, like they say, for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. This youth is more than likely over 18-year-old. This youth has seen his friends get caught up or either lose them life. This youth more than likely know that his friends and his associates have taken away or caught up other person upon the opposition. So therefore, he should have known exactly what to expect. If he did not, he was a fool and he would have learned the hard way. When we think of who they are following back, when we talk about squash, don't you notice that most of the time, it is not the people that are running these gangs or the persons that they want to be like that end up lose them life or even get hurt. Most of the time, you're going to see the people that are around them drop on a monthly or yearly basis. These people always seems to know how to keep themselves out of trouble and even worse, keep themselves out of the big yard. As in the case of Squash, he doesn't even tour anymore because he knows the enemy can book him and set him up and take him out of here. So therefore, he is not going to take any sorts of chances like that. So the moral of the story is this. The badness and the music don't mix like two DICKS and no sorts of chicks. Unless, of course, you're of the Shibata type. Because it makes no sorts of sense that you're on social media bragging and taunting the enemy and then you're going to tell them where you're going to be at. So the enemy will not have any sorts of hard time in finding you because you're always going to make some sorts of post on social media, given the location, given the time. So therefore, it might be the last time in which you live on this earth. People, me just say, these youths, they are some set of follow back. If you really check the status, they are not built for this gangsterism. So therefore, that is why they are always losing their life because them feel like them fully bad, but they are definitely fully foolish, fully dunce, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.